Chief Tuscaloosa was not the only native to balk at this invasive force known as the DeSoto Chronicles. I'm in here looking through the account of Vitachuco. Vitachuco had two brothers who were taken captive by Hernando in his usual manner and then kept slave, essentially, until he had moved on and felt safe in the next territory with the next chief enslaved. Well, Vitachuco and his two brothers, who constituted, they were basically three separate chiefdoms in this area, the two brothers had already acquiesced. Vitachuco refused. Vitachuco sent a letter to DeSoto and to his two brothers, after his brothers had sent many letters and many entreaties to him to come, be with these Spaniards. They're powerful. They're of the sun and moon gods, like, they come from the sun and the moon, our gods. They have horses, these beasts, which cannot be fled from on foot. They try to put fear into him, but they also try to tell him of all the, good things, the comfort. Vitachuco responds pretty clearly. It is very clear that you are young and lacking in judgment and experience to say what you do concerning these Spaniards. You praise them highly as virtuous men who do no harm or injury to anyone, and you say that they are very brave and are children of the sun and deserve whatever service is done them. The confinement in which they have placed you and the vile and cowardly spirit that has overcome you there in the short time since you have submitted to serve and become slaves causes you to speak like women. That's his words, not mine, ladies. Causes you to speak like women, praising what ought to be condemned and abhorred. Do you not see that these Christians cannot be better than the former ones who committed so many cruelties in this land? Since they are of the same nation and laws, are you not warned of their treachery and perfidy? If you were men of good judgment, you would see that their very lives and actions show them to be children of the devil and not of the sun and moon. Because they go from one land to another, killing, robbing, sacking whatever they find, taking the wives and daughters of others without bringing their own. And in order to settle and make establishments, they are not content with any country. Of all of those they see and traverse, for it delights them to go about like vagabonds, supporting themselves by the labor and the sweat of others. If they were virtuous, as you say, they would not leave their own country, for they could make use of their virtue there, sowing, planting, and breeding in order to sustain life without prejudice to others and infamy on their own part. But they go about as highwaymen, adulterers and murderers, without shame before men or fear of any god. Tell them not to enter my territory. I promise them, however valiant they may be, that if they set foot in it, they shall not leave. For I will consume and put an end to all of them. Half of them will be roasted to death and the others boiled. This was the first reply that the messengers brought from Vitachuco regarding the expedition of the devil, his words, and mine, Hernando DeSoto.